This year's Hearthstone World Championship was hugely entertaining to watch, but it was also a great opportunity to see how 16 of the best players in the world approach different facets of the game. If you're a fan of Hearthstone that wants to improve, here are 5 plays from the tournament that I found particularly insightful. In this quarterfinal match, bloodyface's Lackey Rogue is going up against Hunterace's Control Shaman. Hunterace's goal is simply to survive the early and mid game using his handful of board clears to stay alive so he can try to stabilize and turn things around. Bloodyface knows this and has a much more proactive deck. He's trying to build board presence and put on pressure. Things appear to be going well for Hunterace, however. He draws Hagatha the Witch from Farsight, allowing him to play it early and clear a very threatening board.
Knock, knock. Who's there? Hagatha before turn 8. Goodbye, Dread Corsair.
Little does he know that Bloodyface has drawn an absolutely explosive hand, and he's also been using Discover effects to stockpile additional direct damage. He already has
Double Abyss, Waggle Pick, Deadly Poison, Greenskin,
Double Deadly Poison,
as well as a Kobold Lackey, and before long draws into a 3rd Eviscerate.
3 Eviscerates will do things to a man, Raven.
With that much burn in hand, Bloodyface does some quick calculations and decides to set up for the kill. He equips his weapon, plays both Deadly Poisons and a Southsea deckhand and attacks face, dropping Hunterace from 27 to 14 health, the exact amount of damage he can deal from hand, meaning that if Hunterace plays a Giggling Inventor, preventing Bloodyface from connecting with his weapon, he can still kill him. And if Hunterace plays Walking Fountain to heal for 8, he still has lethal. That's exactly what happens, and Hunterace is completely blindsided by it.
What did we say? Damage. Plus damage. Plus damage. Hunterace cannot believe his eyes.
Look at his eyes.
This is a great example of Bloodyface setting himself up to beat 2 of his opponent's most likely outs, ending the game before it can really begin. In this game, we see languagehacker piloting Control Shaman and Muzzy on Zoo Warlock. Zoo's entire strategy is to overwhelm, to repeatedly play low-cost minions and set up wide boards until one sticks and can be buffed. At this point in the game, languagehacker knows he has the ability to clear a board of small minions, or he can clear a single big minion, but he doesn't have the mana to do both. Given Muzzy already has 3 minions on the board, languagehacker wants to avoid a large minion coming down, specifically a Sea Giant, which gets cheaper the more minions there are in play. Right now, Muzzy will be going into turn 6, which means if there are 4 minions on the board, he'd be able to play a Sea Giant, or possibly a series of 1-drops, then a Sea Giant. And if that happens, languagehacker likely loses no matter what. So what are his options? If he plays his Mossy Horror, the Scarabeg will pop, so there will be a total of 4 minions on the board. On the other hand, if he plays his Thunderhead and then Lightning bolts, say, the Argent Squire to create 2 1/1 sparks with Rush, one of which then trades with the Lackey, there will still be 4 minions on board at the end of the turn, again allowing Muzzy to play his Sea Giant. What does languagehacker do?
Oh, look at this!
He plays around both by lightning bolting his own totem, then trading both sparks, leaving only 2 minions on board. It's a super clever way to play around Sea Giant and doesn't give Muzzy many options other than playing into languagehacker's Mossy Horror. Turns out, if you can play around the thing that will lose you the game, you should.
All right, game 2 in the books.
Last year's deciding game in the final was partly determined by Tom's choice to keep Ultimate Infestation, a 10-mana card, in his opening hand, versus Frozen's decision to toss it away.
Oh, interesting.
In some matchups, having a crucial late-game card is so vital that it's worth ensuring you have it even if it has to sit in hand for a while. This clip illustrates much the same thing. Languagehacker keeps his Zul'jin against killinallday's Bomb Warrior, knowing that he can probably get to 10 mana and then use it to turn the game around. And that's exactly what happens.
And here's the hand fill we talked about. Dire Frenzy. Oh, okay. Not bad.
Sure.
Nice and cheap.
Take those, I guess.
Okay. Hello, Mr. Murloc.
All right. Well, it looks like the 3/7's going down.
Wow. That was a nice one.
This clip is less a play and more a payoff for a deck building choice. Of the 7 players who brought Conjurer Mage to the championship, Hunterace was the only one with a very specific tech inclusion, a single copy of Hench Clan Sneak. This unassuming 3-drop has stealth, which means it can't be attacked by enemy minions or targeted with enemy spells, and it's this ability that Hunterace wanted to capitalize on. It makes Deadly Shot worse if he has big minions on board, it can guarantee a Conjurer's Calling target if he's under pressure early and needs to go wide, and perhaps most importantly, it's hard for aggressive decks to play around. In this game, A83650 is piloting Zoo Warlock, so he wants to play minions, control the board, and take favourable trades. HenchClan Sneak really interrupts that strategy. A8 can't trade it off, and if he goes too wide, he plays right into mind control tech, and Hunterace will have a chance to swing the board back in his favour.
This mind control tech, it's good almost no matter how you slice it.
Engaging TC-130 into
Looks good to me.
locator.
That's just smart deck building.
What happens? The scenario plays out exactly as Hunterace anticipated, allowing him to go on to win the game and the series.
Hunterace is about to have the turn. Wow. 4 7-drops incoming. If they were all Baron Geddons, that would be bad, but they are not.
Archvillain Reform! It's
The irony! A8 concedes and Hunterace moves out of the group after going down 2 games to 0 and finds himself in the top 8 of the World Championship.
This is a great example of how the right tech cards can give you an edge in common matchups. Let's fast forward to the first game of the finals. Viper has built a hugely threatening board as Zoo Warlock, and going into turn 5, Hunterace, who is playing Tempo Rogue, is at 8 health, staring down 16 damage. He tries to find his second taunt minion with Raiding Party but doesn't pick it up. Things are looking bleak.
Hunterace looking cooked this game.
In desperation, he plays a single SI7 agent 3 times, utilising its 2 damage battlecry to clear off most of the board.
He takes 3, goes down to 5, and then he SIs the other 3-2, and he's alive by 1. Yep.
Hunterace not happy. Can't blame him.
He ends the turn on 5 health, with Viper needing only a single additional point of damage to kill him. What follows is 2 turns of bad draws for Viper and 1 spectacular piece of luck for Hunterace, enabling him to discover a trap that can clear Viper's board and keep him alive for another turn. It winds up being all he needs,
No way.
No
way, Raven.
swinging the game entirely in his favour on the following turn.
Magic Carpet is air, and now Viper has decision time again. Life tap to find lethal, or just play the huge minion.
And the problem now is the board is wide enough that
It just kills it.
One juggler,
He's going to go looking. This is everything.
abusive.
That's nothing.
he might be dead.
Waggle pick of this coming out
Oh,
from
he can't believe
Hunterace.
it.
That's
can't believe it.
absurd. That is ridiculous, Raven.
This game could easily have gone to Viper if he'd drawn the right cards, but at the same time, it shows that when all seems lost, if you fight to buy yourself another turn, you give yourself the slim chance to turn things around. And clinching that victory was hugely important for Hunterace, setting himself up to go on to win the series and become Hearthstone's new world champion.
And Hunterace, without even access to his value generator, beats it out and becomes your new Hearthstone World Champion.
For more card-flinging action, check out our reviews of SteamWorld Quest and Slay the Spire.